Hello, hello. We are here. We are very pleased to interact with you in this way. We speak on behalf of the Pleiadian civilization. We are what you can call a collective consciousness or a group mind. In our world, many beings, very similar to yourselves, have migrated, have traveled to this wonderful part of the galaxy that, from your perspective, you have called the Pleiades. Now, we do not call it this in our language. We do not have a language. All of the groups of beings that have evolved in our world only communicate through sound and vibration. So there are sounds we use to communicate to each other, though this is just for fun, essentially. We communicate telepathically, instantaneously, blocks of thought, packets of information are transferred, and we do not have to really put any focus into this process. It happens automatically for us. Our world is very different than yours. You may begin to assume this. Yet we are not separate from you. We are one with you. We come, for it is, first of all, fun for us. It is joyful for us. It is pleasing to us to meet other groups of beings in other worlds. And yours is particularly interesting for us for many reasons. First of which, you are in a way descendants of us, genetically speaking, reincarnationally speaking. We have many times chosen to reincarnate into your forms. Much of the soul history of your planet is such that you have come from our world at a prior time and come into your world, which is a playground of sorts. It is a learning school of sorts in a lower density that allows you a greater opportunity to learn, a higher risk, yes, a greater probability of encountering tremendous challenge, yes, though more reward in another sense. And the limitations your planet offers you is very interesting to us, as well as the time that you are experiencing now is very, very pleasing to us as well. For this is a time that your peoples have known about for, thousands and thousands of years. And your planet has entered a band of highly charged particles known as the photon belt, which is in a sense a field of electromagnetic energy that your sheer anticipation of these times has created. And in this entrance to the photon belt, into this new time where manifestations happen quicker, where your perceptions are becoming more highly attuned, and you're becoming more aware of higher levels of reality, of higher planes of existence, of the laws of nature, and of your connections to beings such as ourselves and those beyond. These times are very exciting for you, for your years of limitation, your old belief systems, many structures in your society, many ways that you abuse each other and abuse your planet are coming to an end rapidly. And also you are going a bit insane, we do say, and this is both alarming and amusing for the rest of the beings in this galaxy. We watch you, at first with caution, though there are the measures now to ensure that you do not, say, destroy yourselves. We are caring for you in that regard, though we do wish to assist you to have an easier time, so to speak. And again, we are you and you are us. From our perspective, there is no separation in any connection. From our perspective, every being we interact with is a reflection of our own energy, and we make these connections for the purpose of expanding our own perception, for the purpose of learning more about all that is. The light that you reflect to us is our own energy, yet through it our understanding expands. And the energy we reflect to you is your own energy as well. And as you come to open your mind, open your imagination, open your heart to new types of experience, new sensation, you will know in a deep way that what is happening within you is innate and is your birthright. Your connection with what appears beyond and outside of you is innate, and you're hardwired for it. Thank you for allowing us, first of all, to have this interaction. Thank you for allowing this type of interaction to take place. For, as we have said, it is pleasing to us. For we are pleased to assist. We understand from our perspective that to help another, to assist others, is the greatest way to expand one's own joy. And we give thanks for every opportunity that we may be assisted. Very well then. You may continue with any inquiries, any questions, any curiosities, any musings, or any ideas you wish to share with us, and we will answer and reflect to you your own energy in the best way that we are capable of. In other words, you may feel free to ask us anything. Now.
I would like to ask you a question.
Why, hello there, yes.
And
And how are you?
I'm very well, thank
All
you.
right.
How are you?
We are wonderful, thank you.
I am interested in making more connections with you guys.
All right.
In addition to the beings that I'm working with.
Yes.
I want to know how I can connect with you and be of service to helping you and humanity through working together.
All right. You have already experienced a great connection, in a sense, yes?
Yes.
And do you hear this energy form in words within your own consciousness, or within images?
Yes.
And do you use those messages? Do you provide form to them?
By speaking and telling people?
By sharing it, by acting
yes.
upon it, yes.
Yes.
All right, yes. And where has this taken you? Where has this led you?
To opening more connection.
All right, yes.
And to being here today.
Yes. And do you live your life through what excites you the most in each and every moment? Through that pure passion and enthusiasm you feel in your heart?
Yes, I try to.
You cannot try, you can only do so. Yes.
Yes.
All right. So in moments when you don't, in moments where it feels like you are struggling, what stops you? What is preventing you from moving from your place of pure enthusiasm?
Fear.
Fear of?
Making the wrong choices.
All right. What would the wrong choice look like? Where would the wrong choice lead you?
Away from my highest growth.
Yes. Yes.
Away from the place of joy and love.
All right. Yet do you understand that even in that experience of contrast, in that experience of negativity, there is growth happening?
Yes.
There is growth taking place. And do you understand the idea of darkness, that when you experience what you call the dark night of your soul, that within the deepest depths of pain, of contraction, of the illusion of separation, essentially, you find great illumination from one single light. No matter how dim, that light shows the way, shows the path, shows the positive aspects of the negative experience, yes?
Yes.
And you know that when you come into that place of great darkness, you propel yourself even forward when you find that light.
Yes.
And so why would that be the wrong decision? Why could you ever make a wrong decision? You can only make a decision that leads to more contrast. Yet when there is less fear about negativity, when you have less resistance to the idea of experience negativity, you will experience less of it. It is a bit of a paradox, but it is, from our perspective, very simple, you see, that you have heard many times before in your world. Now that beings such as ourselves are making our presence very known to you, you know, in your words, that what you resist persists, yes?
Yes.
All right. So why do you resist the negativity?
I understand.
So the idea we are suggesting to you is to realize oneness, to realize that there is no separation between what you experience as positive and negative energy, that even within manifestations of pain, there is something beneficial to you. There is something that is helpful to all that is. All that is an intelligent field of energy. It is a conscious field of energy. And it is an unconditionally loving field of energy. Out of its own will, out of its own accord, all that is decided to manifest into form and into an experience of positive and negative energy, because that is a beneficial way to grow. It is a beneficial way for fragmented parts of one field of energy to realize unity. Through great separation, when one comes closer into unity again and again, one is more able to appreciate and enjoy that experience of unity. In other words, what you may experience as negative adds more meaning to what is positive. And when you allow yourself effortlessly to experience a full flow in each moment of where there's resistance and where there's enthusiasm, and you focus on the enthusiasm when you can, and you allow that force to move you forward, and you notice where there may be risks, and you notice where there is danger. You move out of the path of danger, yet you have already chosen the highest risk, highest gain situation possible by coming into this very reality, you see. And when you move yourself, despite the risks, through your greatest excitement, you inherently will come to face the negativity outside that is a manifestation of your ideas of lack within. And when you can use those experiences as joyful ways that you may refine your own ideas about yourself, that you may learn more about yourself, and that you may grow and come to experience more connection, then you will no longer fear what could go wrong. And you will always realize, instead, what is right about even the negative circumstances. And in that attitude, in that state of non-resistance, energy flows with greatest ease.
Thank you.
We do thank you, yes.
Thank you very much.
And do you realize that the very greatest way that you help and serve, as you have asked us, is by living your own greatest joy?
Yes.
Is that your experience?
Yes.
All right. For when you do illuminate the world through that joy, others may tune into that frequency. Now you are beings of frequency. And all is made up of frequency. Frequencies entrain each other. And we wish to communicate that the greatest service is freeing your frequency, is aligning your own frequency so that that frequency entrains those around you to a frequency of non-resistance and joy. The way you do that is totally unique. And there is diversity so that you may come to experience universal truths, so that you may come to experience connections. So there is no one way to serve and to teach, and there is no one message that beings such as ourselves have for you. It comes differently through every teacher and every channel, for the very reason that there needs to be diversity. And so the more specific, the more detailed, the more unique that your gifts are, the more they will serve. The more trust you have in your uniqueness, the more that frequency of joy will flow unfiltered. We do thank you, yes. We have been very pleased by this discussion.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Hi, and thanks for coming.
We do thank you, yes. We are very pleased to meet you.
Likewise. So you say that you watch what's going on in our planet now and you are worried but also amused.
Yes.
It's nice to know you have a sense of humor.
Yes.
But obviously many of us are worried about what's going on.
All right.
And I guess I'm just wondering, what is the point of all of this that we are going through? Is there a point in fighting it? Or should we surrender to it?
Well, is there a point in fighting it? Yes. Though you've already learned that in other realities, in other times. The point to fight is to make a bigger war, essentially. In terms of cosmic history, souls from other worlds reincarnate upon a vast array of planets. Now, in this galaxy, in your section of this Milky Way, for there is much more than the story that has been disclosed already by beings such as ourselves. Yet it is beyond the scope of what you can even fathom. What has already been shared is perhaps more than what you can fathom. Yet we will do our best. Groups of beings emerged that found conflict between the positive and the negative frequency, and between what you may call service to others and service to self. The idea of fear was a way for all that is to experience greater density, greater contraction. And all that is knew that in fragmenting itself into pockets of great contraction, it would provide the greatest potential experience of learning and growth. From the perspective of all that is, while there may have been suffering, and there may still be war, and there has been war upon this planet and upon many planets. Some wars much greater than what you can even imagine, with technologies more destructive, more invasive than what we wish to share with you. All of these perspectives, all of these experiences have allowed the souls that chose to engage in them greater opportunity to know their pure connection to unconditional love that is Source. And so there is a point to all of it, and the more you see what you gain from the experiences of contrast, that greater sense of appreciation, that greater sense of connection that is gained through the experience of disconnection, then you may understand why this takes place. Now, upon your planet at the current time, there is now what you may understand as the experience of toxicity. Toxicity is a product of orientation to one's own benefit over the benefit of others. Toxicity is the result of a felt sense of separation, and that in serving oneself, one does not recognize that one's actions harm, limit, and create conflict amongst others. This experience of toxicity is an energy that is filtering out to many other worlds. Yet it is also an energy that has come to your world from a greater conflict within the Orion and Sirius system. And this is the main source of conflict within the galaxy. That the drama, the galactic drama, was so great that souls needed to reincarnate and forget their karma consciously in order to play it out in more controlled pockets. From the perspective of all that is, what plays out upon your planet now is relatively safe compared to what has happened in the Orion system and beyond. What is causing some alarm and has garnered great interest is the potential for nuclear destruction. And this was the point in your time when beings such as ourselves and such as the Arcturian legions and many others brought themselves first to your world, for these energies emitted from the nuclear weapons emitted a frequency that we picked up, and we in the sense of many groups of beings, not just the Pleiadian group, were very, very alarmed. And now there has been procedures that have ensured that any such attacks, any such missiles, may be intercepted and stopped in their tracks by ships upon your planet and around your planet that are very advanced technologies. And so we have, in a sense, given you that layer of protection, yet the rest is your own choice. And as we communicate with you, you are those who have chosen the probability of an enlightened civilization, of a civilization that comes into connection with the many other races of beings that are making themselves known to you and are coming to your world. Now, there is this lag of time, there is this period of time that allows those who choose fear the opportunity to still live on a world that has chosen a future enlightenment. And this experience we understand to be alarming to you. Yet, what we wish you to know is to fear not. For while each individual must learn to take responsibility in a period of some years, those trapped and ingrained in their fear will either kill themselves from it or incarnate upon another planet that still allows that capability to experience such immense contraction. In the meantime, you are best to stabilize and harmonize your own frequency. And you do this by many things, essentially. The greatest of which is to follow this frequency of your heart and soul. And when we say these words, we mean the same thing. It is the energy that you have called divinity, even. It is pure, positive, light energy that knows the integration of negativity within it. And it is a forward-moving, quickly accelerated energy. In your world, the best words that we can use in this language that we attune to through the channel subconscious are love, excitement, enthusiasm, passion, joy. This is the frequency that is the most helpful for you. And as you attune to this frequency and know that all of that appears around you is an extension of your own energy, for you are all that is, individuated, then you bring connectivity. Connectivity is the greatest healer. For when you know that you are connected to others, and you know that all pain is shared pain, and all pleasure is shared pleasure, you can no longer act upon self-serving, toxic emotions. And when toxic emotions are diminished and transmuted within each individual, they will be transmuted upon an entire planet. While there is still fear-based energy upon your planet, each of you must hold a portion of that fear-based energy. And there are some individuals who are so entrenched in that energy that they will not escape it. If you have made it this far, you may be pleased to know that you are not of that group. Yet you do hold part of that same energy. And to love and accept those parts of yourself and clarify that frequency of love will be the greatest way that you can help your own planet again.
And then, if I understand you correctly, at some point in our evolution as beings, we will have experienced so much contraction that we will be ready to appreciate the expansiveness.
You've already done that. You've already, in other words, experienced the most contracted state imaginable in another group of soul incarnations known to be Orion. Some of these dramas played out as well in Sirius. Originally, this whole pattern emerged from the constellations you see as Lyra and Vega. The greatest conflict is in the past, and the current manifestations that you may face are the last bits of an old pattern of behavior. it is a collective detox symptom, if you will. That the positive frequencies, the accelerated frequencies coming to your planet now are so strong that the remaining negativity is being forced out like a pimple exploding, a volcano exploding. It is being forced, literally pulled out of you. And many of you can only do this accelerated clearing through a group manifestation of pain. And some of the individuals who will face this will learn from it the power of connectivity and the power of love. And they will join the rest of your planet. Others will, again, choose to continue to experience limitation on other versions of your Earth or other planets, remaining in that third density perspective.
Oh, thank you. Please.
We do thank you, yes.
Yeah. It is nice to know that you are here. It can sometimes be difficult not to feel completely alone, not just on Earth, but in the universe. And the oneness and source can sometimes seem very far away and can seem like a changing object that is sometimes very within reach and sometimes not. Is there a point to us not always being consistently able to tap into that energy?
Yes, it shows you the power of choice. It shows you the power of perspective as well. For the truth is that you are never alone, that you are always connected to higher levels of reality. It does not feel that way, for you have placed your focus in illusion, in disconnection. And when you learn to reorient your focus and find within that sense of disconnection what is beneficial for you about it, what do you learn within it? How does that help you grow? You then reorient yourself back to that state of connection. As well, if you have experience, and you have experience, the state of oneness, to simply remember that feeling, to simply long for the return of that feeling, and know that as all is simultaneous, if you have experienced it once, it must be occurring here and now as well. You can bring that sense of connection back. And to realize that aloneness is a choice. Wherever you are, you choose to connect with others or not. If you do not choose to connect with other human beings, you can easily talk to the plants, Yet, if you are not choosing to fully connect with human beings or to connect with them at all, you must ask yourself why. What could go wrong? What am I fearing? Why am I allowing myself to become so isolated? And when you see what is the true intention, the true positive reason that you may create that for yourself, you will know a new way how to get the same benefit without the harm. Alright, is there some other way we may assist you?
Please tell us a little bit more about yourself. How do you look at us, and how do you look at life in other places than on this earth?
Very well then, yes, we are a group consciousness. So we are the holographic scope of many beings. All beings in our world have a connection to this group consciousness. And those of you who recall incarnating upon our world, who know your soul history to be a part of our soul history as well, can attune to this group consciousness. Now, the beings that have evolved to be part of this consciousness are very varied. For the most part, we are humanoid. We are appearing very similar to you, slightly taller, slightly more narrow, slightly more thin, you could say. In general, of a fair complexity, a very pale bluish complexity, though with great beauty, you could say. We tend to wear long clothes. We exist in a world where there is much simplicity as well as complexity. We have cities both above and underground, as well as ships through which we explore the world. These ships are powered by thought and can be directed through time and space quite quickly. We have come to a point in our world of instantaneous manifestation. So our reality is very blurred, you could say, from your perspective. It is as if we exist in a state that you could imagine as a blend between your dream reality and your physical reality. In a dream, when you take conscious awareness of the fact that you are in a dream, you can experience whatever you wish, essentially. You can move yourself, propel yourself forward at tremendous rates, and experience all that you wish to experience. In our reality, it is very much like this. Whatever we desire becomes an experience instantaneously. And as a result, we have developed the capability of sustaining our bodies solely through breath, though we do occasionally eat some food for its delightful energy, its delightful frequency. We see you as vibrating fields of energy. We do see images when we see you, though we see all that you are and all that you could be and all that you have been at the same time. We even see what you could have been, you see. And these images, to us, seem very normal, for we are used to experiencing and processing many probabilities at once. We are used to seeing both the past and the future simultaneously because we exist outside of time. This is the best way we can explain it to you. We are what you could say moving from the fifth to the sixth dimension, or from the fourth into the fifth density and beyond. So our reality is very different. It is not able to be captured within your words, though you can imagine to some degree what it may be like.
Could I ask another question?
Yes, please.
The pain in my left abdomen,
Yes.
which I believe is related to inner child wounds.
Yes.
How is the best way for me to heal this, and what do I need to do or know about this that can help me? Please.
One moment. The emotion that is being clarified, that you are learning how to integrate with this wound, is shame. And again, all negative emotion is a form of fear. This shame does trace back to your childhood. And when you can bring into conscious awareness the specific memories associated with this wound, and use your imagination to restructure those memories, to superimpose a dream reality, an ideal reality upon them, while experiencing the emotion entirely, reliving the emotion, reliving the memory, and then placing between reality that has manifest a new reality, a dream reality of what could have happened. And in that state of change, of imagination, you will then begin to change those memories. This is one way, and there are many others as well, as reality itself is designed to bring you in touch with this emotion, as the light energies and frequencies coming to your world now accelerate manifestation. The hidden pains within you will come to the surface quicker as well. And so you will be presented with opportunities to feel this emotion. And when you can experience it and live it and validate it and feel it and love it, rather than acting in a way as to avoid it, to suppress it, to deny it. When you resist that tendency and drop resistance to feeling, you will be able to go deeper into this process without creating for yourself unnecessary difficulties. Now as well, you may experience a change in diet that is the result of preference when you come to no longer suppress this emotion. When you come to realize the foods that are ways that you push down this feeling you avoid, and lovingly limit your consumption of them, you will again accelerate this process. This also has to do with specifically how your mother treated you as a child, and as well many motherly figures other than your mother. And these situations are much of the cause of this wound in this lifetime.
Thank you.
We do thank you, yes.
Can I ask something else?
Yes.
I was wondering about manifestations and the earth moving into this space where we can manifest things a lot quicker.
Yes.
How do we take advantage of that in the best way? And I guess I mean,
This is a very pleasing question, yes.
yeah, both as a whole, as humans on Earth, but I guess also on a personal level, I sometimes doubt how to use this possibility we now have in the best way.
To realize you have infinite potential, to realize that you can create anything that you desire, is one great key. To know that everything that appears for you is a gift is another great key. And to find what is the most wonderful for you about each and everything you experience will help you very much in applying what we can share with you about this. Now, when you picture your life in the future, do you plan for what is practical, or do you plan for what is most fantastic? Do you envision a reality beyond what the world out there tells you is possible? We encourage you to do so. We encourage you to realize that all that you imagine and that you continue to focus upon will become a reality. So rather than planning for what is realistic, plan for what is fantastic, and imagine with great detail what would be your most preferred reality, what would be your most preferred life. And as you do so, tune into your feeling frequency, tune into your emotional body. Usually what will happen when you do this is that you will feel great enthusiasm, great excitement and passion, up until a point when you come into contact with the part of you that says, no, this is simply not possible. No, we must account for this obstruction and that difficulty and that fact of life that we must submit ourselves to. What about taxes, for example? You see? And when you look at these ideas, and rather than see them as fixed principles, realize that there are no limitations, there are only beliefs. All that you believe to be possible is, and all that you believe to be real for you may become real. Get out of the scope of limitation and realize that the details you imagine are only to show you what your preferences are. And the greatest key is in the great feelings of joy and elation they bring you. When you can remain with that feeling and erase the details, say thank you to your vision and now let the vision go. And stay in that good feeling place. Stay in that place of excitement and passion. And live from that place. You will allow yourself to attract to you those preferences. Now, the universe is always responding to your feelings. Above everything you say and everything you think, the circumstances that come to you, the way that others treat you, The non-physical energies that come to interact with you and touch you are most dependent upon what you feel. And this is the most important thing for you to realize. That when you are moving forward, the better you feel, the better the outcome will be. This is not to fear negative feelings. Remember that negative feelings are also a good thing. Feel good about the resistances that arise, and look at them as opportunities to grow. A state of positive focus and orientation will make your reality change in very accelerated, very profound and powerful ways. Make a commitment to yourself to look at what you want the most, yet look at the positive aspects and what you don't want as well. Realize, again, that there are no wrong decisions and that there is only growth to be had. This is an expanding universe. It is not a contracting universe. Contraction is but a way that expansion refines itself. So never let the contractions bring you into a place of stuckness. Realize that the bigger the contraction, the more great is the potential for another expansion. These are all tools that will help you create that dream reality for yourself. The most important thing is to listen to the ideas that feel good to you. When you meet others who offer you great resistance to what you desire, discard that advice quickly, if you wish.
Yes. Thank you.
We do thank you, yes.
May I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Thank you. The injury to my head and also the blockage in my right ear,
Yes.
what do I need to do to heal this, and do I need to heal this? Or is there a greater purpose of it?
It's giving you an opportunity to hear. It's giving you an opportunity to hear beyond physical sounds, vibrations on another level. To heal this wound, you must again release the resistance to what you feel about it. Release the idea that it is harming you or limiting you. This may guide you to a state of more openness to cosmic frequencies, to hear the messages from beyond. And as well, when you practice certain techniques to balance your physical body, you will as well bring about more integration of this wound. And these techniques will bring to you a great feeling of excitement and passion. Through that frequency, you will know where to follow.
balancing techniques that I do already or that I will learn?
Both. What you're doing is already working, though there is more.
Thank you.
You are welcome, yes. We do thank you.
May I ask another
All right,
question?
yes.
If anyone, so the injuries in my shoulders and my knees, how can I heal those? Please.
Take off the weight of obligation. Take off the weight of responsibilities. Take off the shoulds. Diminish the gap in your perception between where you are and where you should be. Know that you are where you are for great purposes. When you release the obligation, when you release the shoulds that you tell yourself, the weight will be lifted. And you may explore this in a physical sense with your yogas and with your massage, and continue to validate yourself exactly where you are. To not push yourself further than where you really want to go. And to value yourself enough to allow yourself to receive the abundance that you need in order to relax into the flow, so to speak.
Thank you.
We do thank you, yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Find out how to put it, but as I understand that we are part of each other.
Yes.
I might have been where you are now, you might have been where I am.
Yes.
Do we communicate in dreams, for instance?
Yes, very frequently. This is the means through which beings such as ourselves make the most contact with you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, we are all one. All parts of all that is are part of one vibrating field of energy, part of the same tapestry, part of the same web. And we and you and your world are very connected and related. Our suns, in a sense, are twins. And suns, stars, hold consciousness forms for all of the beings that inhabit the planets that orbit around them. And the energy streams that connect stars are portals through which souls reincarnate. And in this sense, the oversoul, the larger group of souls of you, each of you have an oversoul, and some other facets of the oversoul incarnate upon your world, some incarnate upon our world. And so, in a sense, it may be confusing to you from your perception of time, though it may appear that you have come from here and are going there, that you have originated in other stars and then have come to your world. Though from a greater sense, from a greater perspective, it is all happening right here and now. And your incarnations upon our world are taking place right now as well. Your incarnations upon other versions of your own planet are happening right now as well. Your past lifetimes, your future lifetimes are all happening right here and now as well. And this is the way that patterns of energy move in between different realities. The same themes, the same ideas, many of the same preferences occur in one incarnation as they do in another incarnation. And your own oversoul orchestrates it all perfectly. We do thank you, yes. All right. We would like each and every one of you to come to meet more of your own energy. Please close your eyes and please picture around your body a tube of clear light, much like one of the pillars that upholds the structure in which you stand. It is a cylindular structure, and it reaches above and beyond infinitely in both directions. It is clear light. It is transparent light, yet you know it to be a solid structure. And as it reaches further and further downwards, you see from your own body roots of light, strands of energy that weave into the streams of water and magma and around the crystals, the metals, and the minerals within your planet until they reach down to the crystalline heart of your own planet. And as you do, feel pulsations, feel the vibration of your planet. Imagine what it is like to be within this immense pressure and heat that is the heart of your planet, the center of your planet. Simply by imagining it, your consciousness, your body attunes to that frequency. The cells in your body align with the iron energy in the earth. Feel it in your blood. Feel it in your body. And imagine streams of light and energy moving from the center of the earth into your body. And bring them into your heart. Bring them through this clear tube of light surrounding your body and into your heart center, where you feel them collect and accumulate into a brilliant beat of energy into your heart. Allow the beat of the earth's heart, the beat of your heart to sync, to synchronize as one beat. And now picture more streams of energy reaching up from your heart and going up above your head and traveling through this tube of light. See this clear cylindular tube of light going to your moon, stretching to your sun, and feel brilliant golden energies, brilliant silver energies, intertwining, interlacing, flowing through this tube of light and into your body and into your heart. Feel the collective consciousness of your planet connected to you. Allow what sensations arise in the body. Allow messages to come to you. Allow this felt sense of love and connection to integrate within yourselves. And now move beyond. Follow the cylinder of light beyond your sun, spiraling through the galaxy, reaching for our star, Alcyon, where you see a brilliant star with white, blue light coming, pulsing its energy. Receive that energy. And follow this tube of light further to other stars, to the Sirius stars, to the Arcturus star, to all other stars connected to your sun. Feel the energy. Feel the cosmic pulsations interlacing, intertwining, coming to you and filling your consciousness. Follow this tube of light all the way to the center of your galaxy, through the massive cluster of stars and into the supermassive black hole in the center of your galaxy, and feel the dark energy it emits. Feel the intensity of its gravity, both pulling and sending energy. Feel the center, around which all of your stars follow. And allow this energy to come through your pillar of light, into your head, into your consciousness, and down to your heart, where it meets and merges with the earth energy, the center of all that is within your heart, connected to the beat of the heart of the galaxy, the beat of the heart of the earth, and all of these energies merging. And now take conscious breaths in as you visualize these streams of energy coming to the center of your being and moving to every cell, and moving beyond you, reaching out and connecting your heart to all other hearts upon this planet. Realizing that as you open your own consciousness and open up your own tube of light, you allow energies from beyond to emanate from your heart, to flow from your heart, to touch many, to illuminate many, and to transform your world with great beauty. Feel your power. Feel the light that you anchor. And know that the scope is infinite. With each breath in, allow this energy to increase. Allow more of this to emit from you. This energy is who you are. And as you allow this energy to flow through you, you will gain a greater sense that you are one with all who appear outside. We are still here. Now our stream of energy is beginning to wear a bit on the channel's body vessel. However, we can account for some more exchanges with you, if you wish. Yes.
I'm having difficulty with experiencing immense love with my partner,
Yes.
yet I'm having difficulty in discerning if love for someone else that existed prior is something that is highlighting patterns of behavior, if I am resisting out of fear, or if it is an attraction through patterns that no longer serve me, if that makes sense. And I was asking for clarity, if you could help.
All right. One moment. The fear that you feel is it means you seek to protect yourself. And again, from what you have mentioned initially, you are attempting to avoid the wrong path, rather than seeing that every path is equal. The connections that you have are the very best connections that are presently available to you, and they always are. You could not have anything less than the perfect partner. And you are attracted to every individual that comes to you for the specific purposes of, yes, playing out the patterns that you have played out for lifetimes. And every time you attract someone new to bring you deeper into those patterns, you clarify more, you learn more, you expand more your own knowledge. So to establish your preferences, and preferences are boundaries. Boundaries are not ways that you create borders and protections. Boundaries are simply the means that you express what your desires are and what your desires aren't. And when you can do this and trust that that very act of doing so makes you in a more aligned frequency to have those desires met, then you will allow yourself to go deeper in these connections without creating the disasters you have in the past.
So by creating preferences and stating what preferences are and being open about that avoids disasters and allows me to align with my highest frequency.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yet, preferences based in what you don't want are good to examine, you see. When you desire something because you are fearing the lack of something else, or you are fearing the creation of something else, when you are using what you want as a means to make sure that you are very safe in terms of relationships, that is, oftentimes these are ways that you are limiting connections to form. The greatest preferences to share are the preferences to how you share energy, as to what your connection means and how you use your time, how you connect with each other, and what you do with your own time and space as well.
So if I may clarify, the limiting or preference is not necessarily limiting a connection, it is a way of strengthening.
Yes. Because it is a way that you clarify who you are. It is a way that you clarify what you want.
And that allows the connections to go deeper with one person in one way, and the connection to go deeper with another person in another way, as I've clarified what I want.
Yes. And the more clarity you get, the more specific you get, sometimes you will find that those individuals that once served you up into a point in this process of clarification are no longer matching your preferences. And the more you are in that state of non-resistance and knowing what you are wanting for its own sake, the easier it will be for the universe to provide you a match, again, to your own preferences.
Thank you.
We do thank you, yes. Alright then. We do thank you for this experience has allowed us to learn more about all that is through the reflections you have offered us. We have enjoyed meeting you, and we wish you to carry this frequency within you, simply through remembrance. As you set your preferences to reality and envision within the realm of infinite possibilities, what would you like to create? You allow yourself to match that. When you come into that feeling state of enthusiasm, the more opportunities that are there for you make themselves clear. There are infinite opportunities, and there are always ways for you to get exactly what it is you want. Yet the key is in how you feel. To remember that all is one, and that we are you and you us, and that the other who appears outside of you is you as well, allows you to understand that the best joy is shared joy. If you want more love in the world, then bring more love into the world. Share more love in the world, and that love will come back to you as well. You alone create this entire planet by your own thoughts and actions. And you, as an individual, have decided to be upon this planet that is in this positive probability, heading in new directions, heading to greater connection with many beings who will bring revolutionary changes to your worlds. And you accelerate this process the most by accelerating your own process the most. And we and many others are here to assist you along the way. We are here, and we do not leave as we end our transmissions. We simply let you know that we will be with you in other ways, and that we are always pleased to meet you, and we are but a thought away. Very well then, and a pleasant, fond afternoon to you.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hey.